We're 5 years into the Nintendo Switch's life cycle, and I was starting to lose hope as to why we would need any more games ported to this system. But then I played No Man's Sky and Nier Automata, and my mind was blown. Those games run so well, so I want more. Welcome to Port This to the Switch for Dead Space. Yes, I know that this is the third video in the series that I made about an EA game, but I'm hoping one day they will see one of these videos, take my advice, and then just thank me for how much money they made off of it. Now, I am not talking about the Dead Space remake that is coming out in January. However, EA, if you're listening to this, I will allow you to put the Dead Space remake on the Nintendo Switch in cloud form if you give us the other three games natively. Dead Space started back during the Xbox 360 and PS3 era, and that is the perfect era to put onto the Nintendo Switch, because let's be honest, the Nintendo Switch is about as powerful as a 360 or a PS3. And we have seen it work before with BioShock, Assassin's Creed, Borderlands. All of those ports run relatively well. Speaking of games from a previous generation that are on the Nintendo Switch, Dead Space takes a lot of inspiration from the Resident Evil franchise. I would even call it Resident Evil in space. And now I believe most, if not all of the Resident Evil games will be on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, I know a few of them will be cloud versions, but again, EA, if you're listening to this, I will give you a cloud version of the remake if you just give us the native versions of Dead Space 1, 2, and 3. So there's already a built-in survival horror fan base on the Nintendo Switch. Now that's not to say that the Nintendo fans are not familiar with the Dead Space franchise, because there was a game on the Wii. It was called Dead Space Extraction, and it was an on-rail shooter. It only came to the Wii and the PlayStation 3, but I talked about this in the Madden video. EA went out of their way to develop a game that would work specifically for the Wii platform, and they have not done that for the Nintendo Switch yet. And the Nintendo Switch is more successful than the Wii. Look, we'll take your crappy versions of FIFA that you pump out every year and the very muddy looking Apex Legends, but you have to throw us a bone and give us something that would work really well on the Nintendo Switch. I already talked about how Mass Effect would be great, and Madden, and now with Dead Space. I looked up all of the Dead Space games that were released. There's one called Dead Space Ignition, which I have never heard about, and I guarantee like 3 people in the whole entire world have heard about, because it was some random puzzle game on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, but you can port that over as well, and I will buy it as a sign of good faith. Now, maybe I'm excited just because it's about 10 days out from Halloween, or because the remake comes out in January, but I really just want Dead Space 1, 2, and 3 to come to the Nintendo Switch. I think they would be a perfect fit, and survival horror in the palm of your hands is fantastic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you all next time.